It is creepy listening to Kaiju number 9 and hearing the general director come out of its mouth. Hello, my wonderful viewers, and welcome to another episode of Betty Adams Overanalyzes. Today we are going to take a spoiler-free look at Kaiju number 8, chapter 98. It dropped and it did not disappoint. I have not gone back and counted the pages yet, but it blasted past at the usual rate of speed. So, there will be no spoilers for this chapter, but I don't think it's any spoiler to tell you that we hear, of course, Kaiju number 9 talking, and it's no spoilers that Kaiju number 9 has internalized the sort of essence of behavior of Director General Isao Shinomiya. One of the best parts of this manga has been the get-go is how distinct the characters are, and how that is not only expressed in their voices. There's a famous quote, maybe apocryphal, a small boy said to Charles Dickens, "I like your stories because you make all the people different, or you get the police voices right," something to that effect. Making sure that all of your characters speak in distinctly different voices, so that basically if someone is listening to an audio of your characters, they should be able to tell exactly who each character is just from how they speak. And I'm not talking about distinctly different accents. It should show up just as well in written as in spoken word. And this is something difficult for authors to do. And being able to do it is one of the ways that you know that you're a real author. And Matsumoto has always been really good at that. But manga is not just a written medium. It is a visual medium. And this allows for the mangaka to distinguish the characters in visual ways. And I'm not just talking hair length. I'm not talking about Yu Yu Hakusho giving Kurama red hair in the anime. When you look at Vice Captain Hoshina and compare Vice Captain Hoshina to, say, there's one background character who shows up a lot. Also Japanese, about the same height, about the same build, same age, but distinctly different. Yes, their haircuts are different, but think of all of the characters who reoccur. You can tell them apart, not just the main characters, you can tell the background characters apart. Their hairs are different lengths, their faces are different shapes. Even though they're all distinctly the same race, these are different characters. And part of that is character design, but it's also how Matsumoto draws them. Vice Captain Hoshina visibly moves different than Mina, than Jin Narumi, than Kikoru, than Kafka. Kafka's kind of stiff and awkward. He's an old man. He's the new guy. Hoshina just has this fluid movement and grace that sets him apart from all of the other Defense Force officers. And from the very beginning, Director General Isao Shinomiya, going way back to chapter 33, was stiff. He had this upright, rigid posture of a soldier who's been standing at attention his entire life. He spoke a certain way. If I read you Isao Shinomiya's lines from chapters 33, 34, 35, you would be able to tell them apart, not only from Kafka or Vice Captain Hoshina's lines, but from Baldi's lines, the vice director. Isao Shinomiya had a distinctly old man way of talking. He had an old man way of moving. This is a man who has done hard physical labor his entire life. You could tell it in the way he moved. His movements were stiff, controlled. He turned his kind of entire body instead of just his head and neck. Using weapon number 2 for so long had taken a huge toll on his body, and you could tell. Now, where is this going? We're talking about chapter number 98. And in chapter 98, one of the creepiest things is that as we see Kaiju number 9 interacting with the Defense Force, there is distinctly far more of the Director General in him than there was before we saw him absorbed. As he's interacting with the Defense Force officers, his words, the cadence of his voice, the pattern the words are in, it's all very much like the Director General. General. The way he moves, the way he stands, the way he interacts with his opponents. It's all very, very much like the Director General. And the way he plans, the way he thinks 2 steps ahead, the way he uses the mental weaknesses and mental strengths of the Defense Force officers against them, this is all the way that Director General Isao Shinomiya thought and moved. Now, Matsumoto is clearly setting us up for someone to come in and save the day using our knowledge of what the Director General knew and what the Director General didn't know. So that's my question. Do you think that the person who is sort of tangentially name dropped and who would definitely be a great boon to save the day, do you think that person is going to be the one who shows up to save the day? Or is Matsumoto going to let it go sideways? From this chapter, from the vibe that I get from this chapter, I don't think that the bad thing is going to happen. The really bad thing that's right in front of people. I think something is going to intervene to prevent that. I still don't know for sure though, and that's beautiful. I cannot predict. So, the great bad thing that the main protagonist is trying to prevent in the moment, will it happen or will it not? I've done many videos on this. If you know anything about the story up to this point, you can guess what it is. We still don't know by the end of this chapter. And that is just so beautiful. The vibe I get from this chapter, what the art and the story seem to be leading up to, is no. But this is exactly the point that Matsumoto likes to pull the rug out from under our feet and give us either a just straight up plot twist, so maybe it's a yes, or a corkscrew plot twist, a sort of no but or yes but. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen next in chapter 99 and 98, 99. We are 2 chapters away from chapter 100. So within 1 month, we will be hitting the 100th chapter of this manga. And there is so much left unresolved. I genuinely think that 300 chapters is the minimum for this manga. And it's selling so well. I do not see any chance that Shonen Jump is going to drop it before its natural conclusion. But what do you think, my wonderful viewers? Is the big bad thing going to happen? Are we going to see our main character traumatized in that way? Or is somebody going to come blasting out of the icy cold mountains and save the day? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Hit that like and subscribe button, and peace out. Humans are weird. We took a vote. The second book of Human Absurdity is now available in audiobook format. Everywhere where audiobooks are sold. Barnes & Noble, Google Play, Kobo by Rakuten, and of course, Audible on Amazon. So you can now get a copy of the audiobook format of all 70,000 words of Human Absurdity.